Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. Some of us are mentally lagging a little, but that's okay. So, last we left off, the group of adventurers whose fates are slowly entwining found themselves meeting in the city of Trostenwald on the southern reaches of the Dwendalian Empire on the continent of Wildmount. Through a mishap in a circus passing through town, you began to give chase to the investigation that seemed to have caught you up in this legal issue, and you found yourself locked under house arrest and being considered possible murderers. You sought the answer to this endeavor. You found the devil toad, or the Nurglid, as you discovered, was responsible. You hunted it down, slew it, brought its head back, and after arguing with a very tired and just kind of wanting to get it over with lawmaster in Trostenwald, managed to convince her enough to let you off the hook and leave most of the standing legal issues with Gustav, thus disbanding the circus and setting you and Yasha free. Yasha went on her own path, while the rest of you, the six of you, decided strength in numbers, and at the time being, you all seem to enjoy each other's company. Purchasing a fresh map, looking at your future prospects and your dwindling funds, you decided to head northward towards the city of Zadash by way of the Golden Road past the city of Alfield. And that is where we left off, as you had smacked the rear end of the single horse and cart and sent it spooked into the northern field.
It's a good shiner.
Thanks.
Did you give as good as you got?
I wouldn't say I won, because I lost. But I did pretty good. What color is it right now? Is it in that like an orangish purple?
It's got the green yellow
sunset.
sunset
It's in the green
happening.
yellow?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
It's just starting to spread. Tomorrow will be
Right,
will
kind
be
of
a
got that
peach.
little orangey.
Yeah.
Does anyone want a donut from my bag?
Yes, I'll have a donut. Thank you, please.
You're welcome.
Also like a donut, please.
Okay, here you go. I don't have them in real life, just this one in real life. But in the game, you guys are having delicious donuts.
How old are those donuts?
Do you actually have donuts? I don't understand.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, there it is.
Imagination.
We didn't have much of a chance to see you perform. I saw you do a card reading for Jester, but things got waylaid at the circus. So what do you normally do?
Oh, things. I'm not really much of a performer. I'm more just help set up, help run the shows, help make illusions, that sort of thing. I show off a little bit of the juggling. Well, you saw, yeah, I guess you could say a techie. I show off a little bit of the short sword juggling.
Oh.
I've got some things I was working on, like this. Yeah.
You're juggling those big motherfucking swords?
Yeah.
You watch as he balances one kind of on the edge of the hand and then tosses it up and catches it as it falls and takes the other one and kind of glides it across, spins it up,
on your nose?
catches it on his chin, on his nose, he makes it hop around. It's pretty decent.
Little roll.
Can you swallow it?
Make an acrobatics check if you want to try.
Well, it's a curved sword, so not the curved ones, but I could probably do a straight sword. I'm not going to swallow a curved sword. That would be very complicated to pull off.
If anybody can do it, it's you.
You
The
can
tiefling
certainly
anatomy
try.
is very strange, you know.
I'm flexible. I'm not that flexible. I'm pretty flexible.
Last. Anyway, off you go.
Have you ever made him a turtle?
He can't hear you right now, unfortunately.
Have you ever made him a snake? Have you ever made him a roach?
He's gone to the other place. He won't be able to respond.
Have you ever made him a unicorn?
A unicorn would be really cool.
I'd like to see that.
They exist, you know.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's
do.
nice.
Yeah, well, they saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do they look like they're in armor? Do they look like they're soldiers?
You can't hear you.
Do they look like they're mean?
They look like they're unicorns?
Traders. Like traders, not.
Can't hear you.
Do you see? Are they carrying money? Are they carrying people?
He won't be able to talk to you for a while. As you see, he's not really there. 9.
Bye.
Plus, we've been traveling for what, about an hour and a half, 2 hours
I'd
now?
say total right now, you've been probably on the road for about 4 hours.
We should probably rest the horse for just a bit.
Ooh, look at that. What do I see?
Make a perception check for your birdie.
That's a 9.
Okay.
I've never climbed a tree before.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
this is really pretty.
Yeah. What do you think lives in that hole?
Probably very small unicorns.
Have you ever seen a unicorn?
Yes, I've seen many.
Okay.
The little ones can be as small as hamsters.
Pocket unicorns.
Yeah. Yeah,
Where do you find such things?
all over. You just have to know where to look.
And believe.
She's starting to believe.
What is it like being in your head?
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I won. So pretty good.
All right, natural one. About 10 minutes.
Sorry, guys.
About 10 minutes into your watch, the inspiration hits for you to just start drawing interesting faces and weird trees, and you start just sketching into your
Little
sketch
tiny
book.
hamster unicorns.
There you go. There you go. And so as you begin to sketch down, you are not paying attention at all to the air around you.
It's really cute, right?
Little floofer boots.
All wrapped up in like a little swaddling blanket.
It's clear as day.
Oh my god.
Giant miniature space unicorn. And the moonlight comes down, and you can see what looks to be a distant shape that's just kind of moving through the field, maybe about 400 feet off. It's just over, like you can see it just pushing through the height of the grass, and it's just kind of moving slowly.
Am I the only one awake at this moment?
Yep.
I slowly jiggle, not awake. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Hey, it was violin class.
Hand over mouth.
What's going on?
There is a thing out around a fire. A ways.
Why did we leave you on watch? You can't see in the dark.
No, I saw a shape. It's not dark, there's a fire here.
Okay, okay. Let me sneak around and look. Right. We don't want to wake everyone because
Because we want them to die? I think we should probably wake
well,
everyone.
it's nothing. Then they'll be upset with us. There's nothing more
A shake
dangerous
awake.
than... No, she's the most irritable.
There's
I'm what?
Sorry.
Did you say I'm fucking irritable?
she said you're the most
correct.
She said most beautiful. There's a thing out there. Out in the field. Something is moving.
Two humans looking into a field.
I'm gonna go look. I can see the dog.
No, wait here.
I'm gonna dart off, sort of in a flanking
Make a stealth check.
flanking maneuver. 18 plus stuff.
And as soon as I see her do that, I start swatting forward on the back to wake him up.
What do I
Okay.
see? What do I see?
You vaguely see like this shape moving, but it's hard to see. It's only because of the moonlight. All right, Nod, as you stealth up and quickly move through the grass, eventually you hear this. And you glance up and you can see there is not one, but 3 large buffalo-type creatures that are just kind of lumbering through the field.
Buffalo type creatures or buffalo?
You're not sure. You're not close enough to see. You see, they're bipedal. They're thick. They're muscular, and they have these large kind of horns that curl off to the side and out. And there's 3 of them just kind of moving. Sorry, quadruped, not bipedal. That's
How far am I from the camp?
quadruped.
We're buffs.
How far am I from the camp?
You're about maybe 80 to 100 feet from it.
Cool. So I'm gonna pull out a piece of copper wire. And remembering the motions that Caleb taught me, I'm going to twirl it around in my hand and hold it up to my mouth and whisper a message just to Caleb.
Shit. What?
Okay.
And I'm going to say, it's 3 buffalo or buffalo type objects, creatures. What do you want me to do?
I'm so proud. I don't know that spell, so I cannot talk back.
Yes, you can.
What? Who said that? If you can hear me, I don't think you can. Come back, get with the group.
All right.
Can you hear him?
Is that how message works?
Yes, I can hear you. They could be good for meat. We could go kill them and eat them for meat.
Is she back?
Yes, no.
Right, scoop. Look at you. You cast a spell. You spoke to me.
You said to do the hand movements and the whispery thing, and I did it, and it worked.
It's as simple as that, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. We need to calm down and go back to bed.
Oh, but we could have eaten those buffalo-type creatures.
What the fuck did you wake us up for, anyway?
Ah, got you.
As a joke?
No, I thought we were all going to die, but it was just, what
dying.
was it?
3 large beasts of burden. Wait, we could use them to pull the cart.
You saw? Yeah. I mean, where are they?
They went that way, in the dark. You want to go cow tipping, don't you?
Yeah.
Are we going to go after them, or are we going to go back to sleep?
Yeah, let's go look at one.
Let's go. Yeah.
Well, shit, I guess we're going to look at a buffalo.
Let's go.
I'm still sleeping.
Yes, you are.
I'm still sleeping.
Yeah, all right. So while Molly and Jester continue to enjoy their continued long rest, you all interrupt it to get up and head in the direction of these creatures. As you keep an eye out, as everyone else sleeps throughout the evening, eventually you nod off and fall asleep with the rest of them. I would like to ask all of you to leave the table, please, for a moment, except for Ford.
Oh, it's your turn now.
What'd you get?
Why didn't you roll higher perception?
I literally don't know.
Oh, no.
That's actually the problem.
Just don't get a lich phylactery installed in you again.
Travis,
God.
it's been nice playing with you.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I thoroughly enjoyed your accent.
Oh, shit.
As darkness takes your mind, dreamless like most, you await the emptiness of sleep to carry you to the day. Your sense of body fades, but your mind and the dark linger. Minutes, hours, days, time loses real sense and meaning. But you're conscious for it, and that is almost maddening in that split second or endless stretch of experience that you're currently unable to express. And as the time passes, the air grows colder around you. The faint shimmer of shifting midnight blue, muted and distant, now showing endless depth before you, rippling. You begin to flail about, your senses returning with the dropping temperature, but there is resistance to your limbs as you push in the space around you. You're sluggish. There's force. It's not air. It's water. You suddenly feel the burning pain in your lungs as your breath fights to escape you, but you hold tight. You seize and swim in desperation, choosing any direction, but the shimmering blue is directionless. There is no up, there is no down. It's just depth. Movement. The universal shadows dance as one, right to left, with a speed that pulls you along with the current. You feel yourself being jostled as it shifts again to the left to right, around behind you. You find yourself toppling head over end, eventually coming to rest again. You spiral over and over again, the darkness swallowing you, tightening around you as this kind of dance, this shape, this endless coil, this spiral around you. As the current tugs at you, battering you, you cannot fight anymore as the increased power of the current pulls on your form. You cough, and the freezing waters rush into your body, the briny taste of salt water stinging your insides. Your wincing eyes open, with the pain that clutches the interior of your chest, only to see a gargantuan mass moving through the water around you, like a massive noose closing in. The pain in your chest vanishes as your breathing normalizes. Thicker than air, but breathable all the same. It feels strange, yet weirdly familiar. In that moment, yellow light bursts before you in the shape of an enormous yellow eye. An impossibly low tone rumbles through the waters around you, shaking you to the core like an organic war horn the size of a canyon. The eye narrows as the tone grows stronger. A thought enters your mind, a jumble of emotions that your brain attempts to make sense of until a word congeals into the center of your consciousness. Watching. And the eye just looks at you. Waiting. Expectantly.
What are you?
Watching.
Watching me?
The eye kind of opens a bit and leans closer towards you. Potential.
My potential? What are you asking of me?
Learn.
Learn? What would you have me learn?
Learn. Grow. Provoke. Consume.
Learn, grow, provoke, consume. I don't understand.
Reward.
A reward for this. I'm listening.
Patience. The eye closes, and the light is gone. You feel the darkness and the cold completely suffuse your entire world as the panic and solitude, the true quiet of your unconsciousness begins to take hold. At that moment, you gasp for breath and your eyes open, coughing and sputtering in the morning air.
Fuck you. What were those words? What were those words?
Yes, you're supposed to come back in.
Yeah.
You are.
Everybody in?
All right.
Sorry, I found a patch of strawberries.
Everybody back?
Everybody back.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
You're fine? Everything is good? Okay,
Great.
good.
Just doing dandy.
As the rest of you have already kind of come to consciousness in the morning air, kind of begun to situate your belongings and put out the embers of the fire that lasted throughout the night. Your morning belches getting out. Ford has kind of slept in and has been ever so still in his sleep. Suddenly, without warning, he suddenly shoots up from his sleep, his eyes wide, and as he opens his mouth, begins coughing and spitting water up.
Oh. Oh no, he's injured.
Ford!
Heal him.
Have I ever seen this happen to him before?
Can you speak?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, you look it.
I'm fine.
You just spit a lot of water out and you were sleeping. You're fine?
Yeah, no,
Gotta get it out, big guy.
It was like a sizable glass filled with water.
I'm gonna do something very weird. I'm going to walk over and dampen my hand on the water on his chest really quickly, and
Ew.
Okay.
What?
It's
Ew, it's probably...
it's briny and salty.
huh?
Why are you drinking salt water?
You don't know that.
Oh. Why are you drinking salt water?
Jeez, Ford, that's a lot of drool.
Yeah,
Does it taste like stomach acid? Because that's gross, man.
yeah, no, I think it was just
Only one way to find out.
reflux.
Reflux. Oh, you're
Yeah, just like a mama bird. Just everybody have some of what I puked up. It's
I
all
don't,
good.
but I want to make an insight check. He's
That's
talking
weird,
about
isn't it?
acid reflux
That's
and just spit
weird.
a bunch of water out.
Yeah, make it a sense check.
You taste like a semen.
I don't know. I just don't know. I want to shake your hand, but at the same time, I want to smash it.
I've never been more proud of my wife.
Wow. I had a dream. I'm sorry. A vivid one. Just kind of shook me to my core a little bit. That's all. I'll be fine. Really, it's not a common thing.
Why the water, though?
I don't know.
You never told me where you got that sword. Just because, you know, I saw it get a little soggy, a little drippy when we were fighting the frog thing, so, you know.
As you glance down at your sheath on the ground, it is empty.
What?
There is no falchion.
Yeah. That sword is, it's a pickle.
It's a pickled sword. Are there benefits to pickling your weapons?
There's a mystery.
Oh, right.
He's not wrong though. It actually is a pickle. You can taste it.
Yeah, it's very salty. Yeah.
I do like pickles.
That's not bad.
Is our group going to be all about puns and that stuff?
It's the lowest form of humor.
Is it really the lowest?
Well,
Level 3.
Hey, there are some pun competitions that are get serious.
Yeah.
are you all right, Fjord?
Yeah, I feel funny. Caleb, you remember me asking you about your arcane prowess?
Yeah.
My small experience with the arcane came to me around the same time that sword did.
And how long ago was that?
Not too long ago. Very recent. Right before I met up with Jester.
Were you in the ocean?
Yeah, I was. Did a lot of merchant sailing previously. And had one trip that didn't go so well. Suffice it to say, after it was done, I found that sword.
What happened on the trip? Rough waters?
Yeah.
Did anyone die?
Yeah, I'm not real comfortable talking about it, but
What about this sword? You said you found it on the ocean. You found it in the boat you're on? You were on an island? What do you mean?
I found it on the shore. When I got back to land, it was just there, and I'm not super familiar with a ton of weaponry. So the sword I know, I had some training in it, but this seemed like a unique sword. I felt like it almost called to me. I know how that sounds, but when I picked it up, it seemed like everything changed. And ever since, I've been able to do more things, been able to reach out with some of the stuff I've seen you do. And that's why I'm trying to make it up to the academy. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I have.
DM, when I cast Detect Magic in the first game in the tavern, did that sword light up?
No.
I don't mean to alarm any of you, really. I'm trying to be as forthright as I can.
Where is the sword right now?
Can I make it appear?
Well, you look down and it's not in the sheath. You glance around, it's nowhere near you. And if you
Focus. Reach down.
He looks down at his open palm, and there is a flash of greenish blue teal energy out of his grip. And there, clutched within his grasp, you see the falchion coated in the remnants of sea floor life. You see the barnacles encrusted around the edge and up the back of the blade. You see as it begins to just drip water of the same kind that was coughed up by Ford this morning.
You can see why I'm a little curious about this item.
That's a great trick.
Would you, I don't even need to touch it, but would you trust me to study it for a moment?
Do you have any experience with items like this?
Well, I'm good at figuring things out. I'm clever.
I might be able to help you with that. I've read a few. Just kind of obsessed with like underwater life and mermaids, so I've read a few books.
Could we revisit that idea, perhaps? I'm sorry, the night has left me a bit shaken, and I feel like I just need a moment to kind of get my bearings, if that's all right.
Yeah, you can understand that we would be curious, but I don't want to push anybody. I mean, we've just met.
Of course not, and I don't want to make anyone feel uneasy. I'm, again, trying to be as transparent as I can. I don't quite understand.
Do you think you're slowly turning into water?
Nope. I hadn't considered that terrifying thought, but thanks. I'll just add that to the fucking list.
If you feel like it's happening, let us know and we'll try to catch you in a jar. A little time.
I pull Not over. Do you know what WC means in Zimnian?
What does it mean?
Toilet.
It's a pun.
I hear her now.
You push on for a few more hours. The afternoon's starting to get late. You can choose soon, when it gets dark, to set up camp again and stay another evening out in the fields, or you get a sense, looking at the map that you had procured, that if you push an extra hour or so past, you could probably make it to Allfield before the night's done.
Let's do that.
Most of us can see in the dark. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just hunker down in the wagon, okay? You be safe.
Deal.
It must be nice.
Okay.
Can't say that.
Alrighty.
9.
9.
9.
9 as well?
Ooh.
Wow. It's Rammstein on that side of the table. About a half mile away from Allfield, and it looks, even at this distance, a bit smaller than Trossenwald, where you were. You can see the faint clusters of trees on the kind of northeastern and northeastern sides of the city. Otherwise, it's just kind of in this little pocket beneath a few hills. It's a bit podunk in size, you can gather from this distance, but it's welcoming. There's a flash of orange light in the outskirts of the town.
Did that look arcane to me?
No, it just looked like a flash.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been arcane. It's hard to tell at this
Okay,
distance. It's
yeah.
quite a ways away.
That's weird.
This is the second one. And you just faintly see what looks like the distant curl of flames beginning to spread across what appears to be a roof.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Kind of think we just watched someone commit arson, you guys.
That's not
How
really...
far away?
Let's go kick their ass.
About a
Yeah,
half
yeah,
a
let's do
mile.
that.
Does it look like the fire is spreading at all?
I mean, as you sit here and watch,
We're walking.
yeah.
Let's head that direction
Yeah.
and start yelling at people. Full sprint.
Okay.
Fire!
You guys begin to go into a faster jog in that direction. As you do, you can see the fire is now beginning to consume a handful of buildings, and the flames are beginning to flicker higher. You begin to hear in the distance this, a very, very faint, like a high-pitched yelp or some sort of a screech. It's hard to make it out at this distance. It's kind of an open field area, and it's mingling with what sounds like now dozens of voices screaming and entwining. As you can see, the uncontrolled flame still progressing on the eastern side of the village. You can just see, as you get within a few hundred feet of the western side of Allfield, people just running. Villagers, probably a few hundred of them, are now just running out of the town as you guys
Towards
begin
us
to
or away
approach.
from us?
Towards you and out into the field. So as you're approaching, they're coming in your
I'm
direction.
gonna stop one and ask what happened.
Okay, as you glance over, you see what looks to be a family of 5 halflings rushing right past you. The mother's dragging two of the younger ones by the hand, while the father is running alongside the eldest daughter, probably in her teens. The father wears like a leather cap and has like a handlebar mustache and kind of simple farm clothing. And as you shout out, he kind of makes your eye contact.
What has happened?
Oh, I don't know what happened. They started to burn the building and these things started rushing. The city's under attack.
What things?
Big thing, dog face, I can't really. Come on.
Dogs
and they just keep running.
The village.
At this point, you guys can see more are fleeing, and as you get closer and closer, about 100 feet outside of the city, you watch as the droves of people are beginning to get, at least either the ones that are actively fleeing have made it out of the city, or in the process, the stragglers are still coming through. You see what looks to be a young human man with kind of scrappy, tattered brown hair, a bit of blood kind of dripping down his face, running before his back arches, and he falls into the grass, and you can see what looks to be an arrow protruding from his back. At that point, you can see, standing up from behind one of the exterior walls of the city, a humanoid creature stretching up to about 7 feet tall. Muscular torso with thin, dog-like legs. You watch his extended neck with spots of fur. These ears curled upward as it has a dog-like snout to the front of it.
Werewolves!
You watch as it leaps onto the back of this fallen villager, bites into the shoulder and tears a chunk out. Swallows it before it growls into the air.
Is that a were hyena?
Have we seen these things?
You
before?
have.
Yeah.
You've encountered a roving band of these on your way southward.
It's, I believe. I think they're. Well, we don't know what they're called. We just fought them. I don't know what they're called. We fought one before.
Do you know how to kill them?
You just hurt them until they die.
It swallows the flesh, grabs the body, and then darts back into the city, dragging the corpse of the villager that it's just killed with it rapidly. And right now you can see there's two main streets that bisect this small village. There's one that kind of goes at an angle northwest to southeast, and one that goes kind of right towards the center, west to east. And as you head towards the center, you can see the flames are more near that central square. As you guys begin to run, kind of push past a few more people, the smoke is starting to billow up, and you can see now there's embers kind of rising and then falling. It's like very faint, ashy rain of small points of reddish-orange light that begin to fall with the ash. As you turn around one of the buildings, you can see now there's one of the side walls. You can see 4 Crownsguard all ducked down behind the wall with crossbows and longbows, all kind of back behind it. You can see one that's adorned with looks to be more ornate armor. You see a person there with what looks to be elven features, but hint at a mixed lineage. They have their helmet on the ground, showing shoulder-length blonde hair that's turned red in places from a spattering of gore. Through gritted teeth, they curse in pain as the bandages are applied to what you can see as a wound right around the midsection, the thigh area. Another soldier is in the process of wrapping it. You watch as they go, "God, you fool! Bind the wound, don't stuff it!" Goes and they pull a bolt back into the crossbow and knock it at the ready. Glancing up and seeing you approach, they kind of scan past you, most of you now with kind of weapons at the ready, it seems, charging forward. And you suddenly have a ray of arrows, about 5 or 6, come over the wall. One of them manages to pierce the back of one of the Crownsguard heads, just falls and crumples to the ground, and they all get lower again. And you hear in the distance,
Oh my god.
and the individual looks back to you. Are you able-bodied?
Very.
Been told.
And you're armed?
We are.
Yeah.
30 gold and no ear. Now get in there and help.
No.
No, 30 gold and
each
no
one?
ear.
How many are there out there?
Just go get them.
They give you a look like, just go!
I just don't want to get overwhelmed is all.
Not Anchester. Do you guys have ways to block arrows?
2 of them lance them and fire 2 crossbow bolts over the wall and then duck back behind. You hear what sounds like heavy smashing of wood, some more barks and gibbering just kind of echoing around the way, and you can see now flames curling up to the top of the building that you're all right next to before the small wall that bisects the entryway.
All right. Shield.
I start one of my swords in the back of my neck.
We are sitting
Okay.
ducks here. What do we do, Ford?
Just mockering
I'm
to
going to use
that.
vicious mockery. I'm going to look at him with my eyes glowing and my sword glowing, and in infernal say, "The light comes to blind your eyes and burn your flesh."
So keep
Can
that
I
in
use my
mind.
bonus action really fast?
You may.
to say a little prayer to the traveler, and I'm going to cast spiritual weapon.
You may do that. Where are you going to cast it?
I'm going to cast it right above this zombie knoll, and it's going to be in the shape of a giant, like, lollipop. Like a bludgeoning
one here?
lollipop.
Alrighty.
Yes.
So you watch as this flash of purplish energy suddenly apparates into the air. This thick, like wooden handle that is jammed into a massive, bludgeoning, solid piece of sugary goodness. To the kitchen and pulling them out through the front door on the opposite side of the building.
Okay, I turn to Nod. I go.
Look at 2 unicorns inside.
The gnolls.
They're inside the.
I would like you all now to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Deflect missiles. From our
Oh, right, because you got that free. Okay.
Yeah.
So as a reaction, you watch this one arrow that you
So,
can't quite duck out of the way. All right, so go ahead and make the roll.
But it's not super. I'm still level 3, so it's more of like a cat swap.
Yeah, you're trying to like swat it and see if you can carry the momentum with it.
Yeah.
20!
That is 7 on the dice, plus 7, 14.
So you reduce the damage to 0 and you catch it.
Whoa.
If you want to, you can spend a key point to throw it if you wanted.
Oh, throw
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Just cause I can.
All right, where are you
This is
throwing?
new.
Where are you throwing it to?
At the bitch who attacked you.
Or the guy in front of you.
I'm gonna do it at the guy in front of me who's like right behind me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna catch it, and I'm gonna spin around in like a full flourish, and I'm gonna just throw it like a gambit card
Yeah.
with the
Alrighty.
momentum it's got.
All right, so as you grab it, you spin around and throw it. It sinks. You watch as the arrow just sinks into the chest of its like thick hide armor.
I go, oh! Ooh.
Come on, let's go.
Back around this way. They're going to go ahead and find the corner next to you, Jester, and going to go ahead and take a shot at the knoll that's up on the roof next to the one that you have charmed. It fires and just goes wide. You see it vanish into the rising cloud of embers and flame. That's going to end the guard's turn. They're getting around and preparing for our next round to shoot a
Pat him on
volley.
the shoulder and say, "Don't worry, nobody saw that."
They kind of glance over their shoulder and he's like,
Take a run. Yeah, am I gonna do this? Am I gonna be this idiot? Yeah, let's be an idiot. I'm gonna take a run to try and get cover at the other house. I'm gonna try and run across the alleyway.
this way?
Yeah.
Dash, dash.
Dash a dash.
What happened? 15.
15? Oh, no, for regular knoll, that hits. It just hits. Barely.
Regular knoll.
Regular no. Regular no.
Oh, yeah.
So as you come up into the second floor, you immediately climb and leap up through the window into a chamber that is just filled with roaring flames. And you immediately kind of like trying to avert your gaze. The heat's just pressing into you, and you can see there's a table that's on fire. You can see most of the roof has just been burned away, and there's beams that have fallen. And you're like, this was a bad idea. This was a bad idea.
This is fine.
Oh, God. 9. 9.
9. So it's like on the ground. Molly watches it stumbles and hits the dirt next to you, and it's like you watch as this kind of mystical crown of weird iron horns are kind of floating above its head.
Is this? I'm going to stab this thing that just fell right in front of me. I'm just gonna stab
Go for it. 9 points of piercing damage. Yeah, a lot of 9s tonight. Alrighty, that's going to end his turn, and the guards back here are going to come forward.
Come on, let's go this way. We should probably do something in this fight.
They're both going to fire at the one on the rooftop there.
Hey!
9?
Ooh!
Plus 3 is 9.
This is absurd, guys. As it spins and hits the ground, and you watch as ice crawls up the side of the building. I will say, it does manage to put out part of the fire that is currently burning the thing. So
You did good today.
You made lemonade. Way to make some lemonade.
alrighty.
You just got the participation
And then I use the rest of my
Big blue
movement
ribbon
to
right there.
press my back against the wall and go 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Oh, powerful.
using my goblin feet claws, just kind of dig in, and I'm gonna go upside down so I can see into where Bo is, and shoot one of the ones next to her.
All right. So as you dig in and hang down, you watch as your hood and hair kind of hangs upside down. You pull the crossbow down, and you're watching the tension of the bolt is holding it in. Thankfully, otherwise it would just fall from an upside down standpoint. And you fire. All right. The leader at this point kind of makes this like loud gibbering sound that kind of echoes throughout the alley. Turns
No. No.
In the bathroom practicing.
and just runs off to pursue the cart.
Ah, he left!
She's dashing
We're
away.
at level 3. That's got to be an acceptable option right
No!
That means we almost killed him. That's what that means. We almost had him.
Do we chase
Does
after
it?
him?
Yeah.
Does it?
That ends his turn. The guards now, who have notched their crossbows again, are going to take shots.
And then I'm going to leap off the wall with great flourish. And land next to Caleb. Okay, yeah, no, that's a good idea. I'm going to land next to the guard.
Okay.
And then I'm going to skip away to the building.
There's 2 gnolls in front of me that I can see, right?
You can see those down there. The one just got blasted with the familiar fiery explosion of Caleb's chromatic orb. The other is untouched.
The other one I will point at, and I will remove a tiny rotten tart from my pocket and crumple it onto the floor and take a feather and move it around over the crumbs and say, hey, what happens to a frog when frog's wagon?
Oh, really?
When it breaks down, it gets towed away.
Thought we had a rule.
And I will cast hideous laughter on the gnoll.
Hideous indeed.
You watch as the one that was currently untouched, that was drawing another arrow, glances up and hears it goes, and falls to the ground. He's like, just laughing, this horrible hyena chuckle that is just billowing out into the street, clutching its stomach, dropping its weapons to the side, and just rolling on the ground.
Okay, I step out of the burning building, kind of sauntering like a badass John Woo film.
Perfect.
Go everywhere.
Looking at this one, I go, hey, your friends have an inside joke without you, pointing at the guy looking down. He goes, as soon as he turns, I go whack like a baseball bat right across his head.
So as soon as he glances over to the side, he looks back just as you're already in his face. Whack! You watch as about 5 or 6 gnoll teeth go flying from the impact. The jaw kind of quivers as spittle and blood goes careening off the side of the impact. It kind of falls and stumbles, if you want to follow it up.
And I'm gonna just using that momentum, do like a helicopter flourish above and go crack down over top.
Go for it. Wham! As you bring it down over the top of the head, it falls and gets up. It's dazed, it's beaten within an inch of its life, it's ready to go. It's barely standing at this point. Like, one eye is kind of lolling around and trying to find. The other one is kind of swollen shut now and can't actually see anything. It's in a bad place. Tries to run, you just whack and hit him, and you watch him just kind of take a few steps and skid and fall onto the ground and is not moving. That does it! That is a 21, actually. So that does, even with the bonus to armor class from the 3/4 cover, it still hits. So,
These guards are killing more than we are.
No.
and with that, as it's there in front of you with its spear after stabbing it, pulls back, and you watch as across the bolt
One woman army over here.
out of its forehead, its jaw kind of goes slack, and just falls to the ground, dead before
come on.
you.
Don't you want to ask that nameless guard how he wants to do this?
Well,
Still one left.
there's still one left on the ground, which we'll say for the purposes of narrative here. Who wants to do this?
I would like to jump down from the wall and run as fast as I can after the leader in the carts.
Really?
You jump off this time, you land, you do suffer 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground and your feet buckle and you actually slam and your face hits the dirt, but you use momentum to scurry back up and beginning to move forward. So you rush into the cloud of ash after them and you begin to see some of the shapes ahead of you of the gnolls. They're pushing the cart. You're still behind them by about 30 or so feet. And right as you rush forward, kind of darting in, you can, like the heat from the embers entering your lungs kind of burn, and you pull your mask over to kind of block and help filter a bit with the cloth and bandages. And right as you rush forward, you see the back of the heavy armored leader that's kind of he's bringing up the rear of where the cart is. And he turns and sees you.
Oh God.
It spins and looks kind of just in your vicinity to see that you're alone.
Oh God.
Takes his glaive
Oh God.
and closes the distance with a giant downward
God.
swing.
What were you thinking?
Friend took off running.
What?
Hearing you say that, I'm gonna be like, I guess we're race yet. And then I'm gonna take off running after Nott.
So, as you and Molly are kind of about 15, 20 feet from each other, and ahead you can see the shape of Nott, and you see the leader of them. And you can now see from nearby buildings, about 10 other gnolls are all gathering around the cart. And it's now, like, they're all leaving. They're all carrying giant sacks on their back. They're all dragging bodies and corpses behind them. Yeah.
Nope.
This wasn't the only gnolls that attacked the city.
Oh god.
This was just our little patch, our knoll patch.
The rest of the gnolls continue pushing the cart. A few join them and giving it momentum, and about 6 more of them kind of begin stepping up, flanking the leader, who's now staring at the 3 of you.
No, now's not the time.
Yeah, I'll run forward using my 30 feet, but I will call out, Nott, get back here!
What?
All right.
Don't blow my cover. Oh,
Let them go!
okay. What?
That ends Ford's turn. The leader
Oh no.
Yep.
kind of sees the 3 of you there, puts the glaive away with one hand, turns around as he draws his long bow and fires an arrow right at you. The arrow just strikes Nott in the chest, who just
Slow-mo!
falls unconscious onto the ground. The ash and embers just starting to spill over his unconscious body. 21 points of piercing damage.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, really?
Rolled a
God.
9, it's a d10, and it's a crit.
Oh, I'm down.
Molly goes down. He puts the bow back away and just keeps walking with the rest
I grab
of
Ford
the gnolls.
and I say, just wait. Wait.
And you
Let
watch
him go.
as the form, all of them kind of turn around. And they all begin to gather. You hear like this cacophony of different gibbering cries in the distance as they're all starting to call themselves back to leave the city. And they all step into the clouds of smoke and ash in the distance before eventually all the shapes disappear. Those both are on the ground as Bo continues doing this. You guys begin to rush up and you see
Yeah.
both Molly and Nott on the ground.
And I run up and I'll cast Cure Wounds on Molly. And then I'm going to run over and do the same thing at level 2 to Nott. So that's 6 points of healing for you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And then I'll run up and cast it on Nott. Oh no, Nott! I pull her up into my lap. Ooh, that's good. 13. Oh, 13 plus. Plus
No.
5? No, plus 3.
And that immediate first breath is filled with pain, both from the wounds you've sustained and the immediate influx of burning ash that sweeps into your lungs. And both of you come to consciousness.
Oh my God! What were you thinking? I was just gonna follow them from afar. I forgot they had bows and arrows.
That's literally the only thing that's been happening.
I thought they wouldn't see me because of the smoke. Oh boy!
We gotta put out these fires.
Yeah, exactly. I'm both gonna be like,
no, I'm not
shit
getting
the
up.
town, you guys, and go back and start trying to put out the
I'm gonna
fires.
crawl
Okay.
up back towards the.
As you guys begin to regather your troops, more of the Crown Guard that you see have been battling and have been partially wounded by a lot of the other gnolls are beginning to gather their dead, beginning to try and put out what fires they can and acknowledge which buildings can't be saved. With some of the flames dying down, 30 minutes or so of the chaos descending, the Crown's Guard begin to come back, those that are still living. Many of them wounded and tending to their wounds or helping the survivors that are still within the town. You see some families are starting to unblock their entranceways, and the people who had escaped the city are slowly beginning to filter in. You can hear the sobbing in the distance of families that are coming back to homes that have been destroyed. The smoke still chokes the air, and at this hour now, it's probably pushing close to 11 o'clock or later. But as the guards come through and begin to take in the essence of what's happening, the the armored individual that kind of helped you when you first arrived and gave you the command to aid in this approaches. You see their kind of half-elven face, kind of solemn, intense, approach and extend a hand. There aren't many who would immediately jump into the fray as you did. I would say that we would have lost many more, and perhaps all of my men had you not been there, so thank you. I am Watchmaster Bryce Fielid, assigned here to Allfield, now in my 4th year. Thank you.
Watchmaster.
Watchmaster?
Watchmaster Bryce Fielid.
What were those creatures? Have you encountered them before?
Oh, we've encountered them before, yes, in smaller hunting packs, maybe a half dozen at a time, usually on the outskirts. They don't come to civilization like this. It's generally too dangerous for them and the smaller numbers they travel. What the fuck are they after?
Such a grisly scene. They seem to be carrying away bodies on that cart they had.
That was weird.
Did you notice they had some undead gnolls with them?
I did.
There were.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
I've maybe crossed 1 or 2 as part of the roving packs. It's not terribly uncommon, but...
What turns them like that? What is it? Is there something in the water?
I have no idea. I don't know the ins and outs of the creepy, bestial lifestyle, but... I mean, and you watch as they kind of sit down for a second, leaning against a wall, thinking, kind of scratching the edge of their chin. Word came of a small hunting party of these beasts spotted to the south, so we sent a small troop to slay them not but 2 hours before they struck here. Now, we had sent more than half of our men's strength to go and deal with them, so we were unprepared and, at the time, unguarded for the most part. So we were caught at half strength. It can't be a coincidence. And they must be desperate to assault head-on like this. There's plenty of small game in the surrounding wood, and they're known to be provoked to violence. But I've only heard of gnolls picking off the outlying folk, those that wander too far from the fields.
Do they eat the bodies?
They eat what flesh they can get a hold of, but... We went through a number of the buildings, and they've ransacked 2 of the inns. They completely took the entire butcher's stock. They've just carved the city of whatever meats, fresh or dried, we had.
Word came? Word came that they were in the south? Where did word come from?
Word came from some of our Crown's Guard who were running a patrol.
We have seen these things as far south as Trustenwald. Further even.
Has there been something else going on that you can think of that might cut off their food supply?
Not that I can think of. I mean, for the most part, this far south, other than a few run-ins here and there, they aren't... I mean, conflicts of this size don't make it past Blade Garden.
Blade Garden?
It's where most of them... It's where most of the Empire's military and guard are trained and sent out throughout the rest of the valley. That's a lot of meat that they've acquired from us, and they've lost many, I thought, of their kin in this battle as well.
Too much meat. What are they feeding?
What's making them so hungry?
Oh, or that.
Indeed. My concern is that they'll return. We fended them off for now, but they'll come back.
Especially if they're as desperate as you say they are.
We've sent 3 of our scouts to try and find out where they went, track wherever they're taking their spoils. Reports come in that most of the bodies they took were dead, perhaps not all. So we have to do our best to at least recover any survivors, wipe out what remains, and prevent this from ever happening again.
Have you heard local farmers complaining about them stealing livestock? Missing livestock?
I'm gonna look into that, actually. I'm sorry, I'm still gathering my thoughts.
WC, get up and I run and see if our horse is still there.
Oh, WC.
Okay, so you charge out for the far city, and you do find WC still affixed to the cart, currently chewing on what looks like a small bag of oats, where one of the families of villagers who had fled have come back and just begun to feed him.
Thanks, man! Thumbs up to the family, I'll run back to the group.
To the rest of you, Bryce says, well, as rash as it was said, and our coffers are not as strong as they could be, I will request more of a monetary influx up north. For the years you've taken, you'll be paid. Any more that you find, those will be paid as well.
Well, and we're going to need some lodging anyway, so perhaps some trade can be worked out.
Indeed. We could provide some extra muscle, perhaps for some lodging while we stay, and maybe we could aid your men in their efforts to exterminate this foe.
Well, I would normally put you up in the Candleglow Inn, but they gesture over towards the large building that you had walked through that is now currently
It's
a pile
literally glowing like a candle right now.
Yeah.
Literally doing that.
That is ironic now that you pointed out.
I feel really bad for saying that out loud.
Let's just not let Thaddeus know.
I feel guilty now.
His life.
I have a question. After listening to this for a while, I start looking around the town. Would you say that with all these burnt buildings everywhere, that if I start picking through the rubble, I would find enough charcoal to reduce the costs I would need for find familiar eventually? Because I still need the incense and the herbs, but if I get a lot of charcoal from these burnt homes...
I will say if you take 30 minutes to find good pieces of charcoal and roll an investigation check.
Yeah.
9.
It has to be.
No, yeah, done and done. That's good, and I have a good investigation too, so that is a 23.
All right, you managed to reduce the cost of your next Find Familiar spell by 3 gold pieces
Yeah, good,
with the amount of
that's
charcoal you've acquired.
Nice.
All right, so Bryce looks out to you. I can have you put up at the Feed and Mead Tavern.
Feed and mead?
Feed and Mead Tavern. It's not the most comfortable place, but it'll do. For us,
Good name.
Or in my accent.
I did not name it, but pass it on to Kroot, the owner.
Kroot.
Tell him that Bryce sent you, and you were being put up by the crown for as long as you are hunting these creatures.
We appreciate that. Hopefully there won't be another call to action while we're here, but you can count on us if there is.
Of course. Well, they reach into a pouch and begin to count out gold for the number of ears that you've collected. So with 12 ears,
360 gold.
after bringing the ears forward, they kind of glance over. Actually, I'll be right back. I may need to acquire a bit more change. And after a brief wait, Bryce returns, and you are paid the full amount.
Damn.
So 360 gold at your disposal.
Shall we divvy it up equally?
If we do, that's 60 gold apiece. That's Laura talking.
And Bryce turns around and kind of limps off with a few of the other Crown's Guard. You guys eventually find your way to the Feed and Mead. You are immediately met by Kroot, who is this ornery, salty-looking dwarf of kind of tousled white-gray hair, this single tuft of a beard that kind of dangles down towards the belly button before it hits a ring of gold. He goes, "Oh, so you've been told as the ones who are coming to sleep. Got one of our 2 rooms for you."
One?
He never quite makes eye contact with you. He's like looking at your shoulder, or like right above your face.
Yeah.
I think he's got 2 glass eyes.
Come, I'll show you. Turns around and leads you to your space. There are 4 beds kind of jammed in here. It's very kind of like a youth hostel type living situation
Nice.
here, but it's functional.
Are they double, fulls, queens, twins?
They are pretty much as twin bed as you can get.
I'm fine with the floor.
I'm fine with the floor. I'm gonna drop my things and run downstairs.
Okay. You come downstairs, there's nobody inside. This is not a tavern night for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But
Right, we'll help you.
Is there a drink? Is there smoke?
Smoke you don't have, but drink, that I can give.
I'll take something interesting.
Interesting, you say? Takes out a bottle, looks like a deep green glass, and kind of uncorks it. Takes a small, looks like a shot glass almost, that has a bulbous bottom, pours it to the very, very top of this liquid that looks like a deep kind of sea teal green, and slides it forward.
Fast or slow?
Well, depends on how much you like to dream.
How much?
For that, and for what I heard you did, it's on the house.
Nonsense.
For the night. You want more? You're paying top shelf price.
What's the top shelf price?
For that drink there, I'd run you about 3 silver.
I just put a gold on the table.
Not
Consider it
a complaint.
Consider it in advance. It's been a rough night for everybody.
Right, of course.
And I'm going to sip this mother.
It has a very, very
jingle.
has a very, very smoky kind of like oak barrel flavor to it at first as it hits your tongue, and then it kind of burns into this very medicinal, herbal, almost anise mixed with burnt charcoal.
That sounds nice. I'm going to sit and sip this and grin and very silently have a mild nervous breakdown about what just went down.
Okay. As you all slowly come to rest, exhausted, sore, beaten, trying to fall asleep to the distant muffled sound of shouts and wailing in the streets.
Jester jumping on the bed.
And Jester jumping on the bed.
Jester!
You find yourself to rest, preparing for what the morning may hold. And that's what we're going to pick up for next week's session.
Worst roommate ever.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, D&D Beyond. I'm learning more and more that I've been enjoying it. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week. And is it Thursday yet?
9?
Good night.
9!